need to look at on histograms then is reading histograms and answering questions on them. So we're going to take a look at this question here. We're going to talk through it and make sure that we understand it. So a supermarket opens at 8 o'clock. The histogram shows the distribution of times employees arrived for work on a particular day. Note that 7:20 to 7:30 includes 7:20 but excludes 7:30. So again, we've spoken about that in the previous video. So we have our histogram here. We know it's a histogram because there's no spaces between the bars. And we know that means that this is continuous data. So if this is talking about a supermarket opening at 8 and then it's talking about the times that the employees arrive, then I can see that the most common time, the time that most people arrive, is between 7:40 and 7:50. And the reason why is because I can see that that's the highest frequency on this graph. The lowest frequency on this graph then is going to be the last one because it's the smallest bar. So the 8:10 to 8:20, that's the time when least people arrive in between 7:20 and 8:20 because that means that they're going to be late. So let's take a look at a couple more questions then on this. So part A here, it says how many employees arrived before 7:30. So there I go to my 7:30. And I know that there's only one bar before 7:30, so that means that there is 3 people there before 7:30. Part B, it says how many employees arrived at or after 7:30 but before 8:30. So they arrived at 7:30 or at or after 7:30 but before 8 o'clock. So what I need to do there is I need to go from 7:30 all the way up to 8 o'clock. And I need to add all those people together. So I can see that the 7:30 to 7:40 bar is 4 people, so that's 4. 7:40 to 7:50 is 8 people, so I'm going to add 8 to it. And then my 7:50 to 8 is 5 people. So I'm adding that 4, the 8 and the 5 people all together to add to give me 17. Part C then, it says how many employees arrive for work on this particular morning. So if I want to see how many people arrive for work all together, I can add all of the bars together. So I know the first bar is 3 people, so that's 3. The next bar is going to be 4 people, so I'm adding 4 to it. The next bar is going to be 8, so I'm going to add 8. The next bar is going to be 5, so I'll plus 5. The next one is 2, so I'll plus 2. And the next one is 1. And we can see over in our solution there, C gives us the answer of 23. So there's 23 people working on this day. The last part of this part D, it says what fraction of the employees arrive no sooner than 8 o'clock. So how many of them arrive no sooner than 8 o'clock? So what you're talking about there, no sooner, is that they are arriving from 8 o'clock onwards. So how many people arrived from 8 onwards? So if I'm looking at that, I'm looking at from 8 o'clock onwards, there's 2 bars there. The first bar is from 8 to 8:10 and that's 2 people. And the second bar is 8:10 to 8:20 and that's 1 person. So it's 3 people all together. They've asked part D to be written as a fraction of the employees. So that means I'm going to take those 3 people and I'm going to put them over all the employees that are there. And we know there's 23 employees that are working there. So that's what they're getting, the 3 out of 23.